The sun shining over the city of Paris as we now enter the halfway point of Global Champions League Day. Round one is done and dusted. Now we begin to reflect, we begin to analyse, and we begin to prepare for that second round to come later on. As it stands, 4 teams find themselves on double clear as they try and set up some distance, somewhat of a cushion, some breathing space between themselves and the chasing pack. Take nothing away from the teams that find themselves on double clear, but dare we say that the Paris Panthers that find themselves on that list is truly the remarkable story of GCL Round 1. A team that has struggled in GCL this season, a team that is threatening to not go through to the GC Prague playoffs later on this year, and somehow they go on to jump themselves into a double clear position. Well, that is truly a remarkable outcome for the Paris Panthers. Let's give you a look at the results, get a bigger picture, a wider picture as to how things look here at the end of GCL Round 1. Because this is how things stand. As mentioned, those 4 teams that find themselves on double clear. Oh, what a shot that is of the Eiffel Tower. The championship contenders, the Shanghai Swans, lead on double clear, the best of that. And take a look at the Paris Panthers and the Istanbul Warriors punching well above their weight and fighting up there with the leading teams. Paris and Istanbul, that is an outstanding outcome. The Prague Lions, thanks to Niels Braunsius and Peter de Vos, find themselves on those double clears as well. But then there are a handful of teams on 4, as you can see, from the Doha Falcons all the way down to the Saint-Tropez Pirates. And for someone who might not be entirely sure what that means then, because of that double clear and then the 4, that all of those teams down to 10th to New York Empire are only separated by a single fence, which ultimately means that any single one of those top 10 teams are still very much in the hunt for that title come the end of the night. It means that there is very little room for error and very, very competitive second round to come, because there are just so many teams that are still in the hunt for tonight's title at the end of the evening. To talk about the Paris Panthers, well, we really need to have that, because Luis Felipe Neto da Azevedo, the man from Paris Panthers, the man who we spoke about earlier on this afternoon as one of the anchor men for this Paris Panthers team, spoke about the pressure of coming home, spoke about the pressure of getting off the foot of the table. And then he and his teammate go and jump double clear. Let's get some thoughts from Azevedo.
Luis, 1 clear for Paris Panthers all year as a team, and then you have 2 in Paris. Just sum that up.
I think it was meant to be, right? Here in Paris, the team we're so happy, we're thrilled, and we hope to keep it up for the second round. We'll do our best to make an easy copy and paste.
Talk us through the round from your perspective.
I'm really happy. My horse is 9 years old. It's his first league, his first global this year. So is the horse I believed maybe the most. I think he has everything to be a future star. And I'm so happy that I gave him the ride he deserved today.
Any changes for the second round? I know only you and Alexa are here. Any horse changes?
Me and Alexa were the sole riders here, but we'll both change horses. As I said, mine is a 9-year-old. I really want to build him slowly. I'm already really happy, and now I have my Pandora, my white one, which I think is in super form.
Good luck for an important second round.
Thank you so much.
Talk about responding to the criticism. Talk about coming and jumping to the 4 when required. Well, all of a sudden, Azevedo does exactly that as the Paris Panthers, along with Alexa Ferrer as well, by the way, take nothing from her. What an outstanding clear as the team jumps double clear and now puts themselves in that chasing pack. The Canstars, powered by the Iron Dames, have Natalie Dean and Katrien Ackermann in that opening round. Called Kalma and Iron Dame Sidello were the 2 horses selected. A fence going down for Natalie Dean, a clear for Katrien Ackermann, puts them in that group of 4. Let's hear from Natalie Dean.
Natalie, one of those rounds where you jumped superbly, unlucky to have one down. How did you view it?
Yeah, my horse was very good. I a little bit overrode that jump and just ticked the front rail off, but I thought he jumped overall very good, and I think he's ready for round 2.
Katrien came in and went clear. That's important for Canstars because of the championship race in the GCL. Now, how do you ensure you try and get on the podium once more?
Yeah, I mean, we were in the same position last week. We fought our way back up onto the podium, and hopefully we can do it again this week.
What are the conversations that go on between the riders in the background, moving between rounds?
Yeah, I think we both kind of analyze our rounds, and we make the best plan going forward for round 2, and Katrien and I will jump again, and hopefully we can make our way onto the podium.
Good luck for them.
Thank you.
Still very much in the mix of the Canstars, powered by the Iron Dames. That single rail still keeps them in without a shadow of a doubt. The current championship leaders, the Iron Dames team for Canstars. Monaco Comets, I'm afraid, their sister team, having quite a few faults coming down. 4 for Ines Jolie, 8 for Yoli Mitlineo. And because of that, they now find themselves on 12 penalties. So the Iron Dames' sister team, the Monaco Comets, losing a bit of ground from the Iron Dames. The team that leads at the end of GCL round 1 is the Shanghai Swans. We spoke about the luxury, how they are so spoiled for choice that Max Kuhner, the team rider and the man who serves as team manager, has the opportunity week in and week out to select from an incredible crop of riders, to select incredibly powerful horses. And it's the reason why they are fighting for a championship lead with the Canstars and with Valkenswaard United. They lead at the end of GCL round 1. Let's hear from the GCL round 1 leaders.
The only team this year to actually win a stage, having gone clear in all rounds. How likely do you think it might be the same again today needed?
Just the first round, but okay, first step, so good so far. And yeah, second round will be for sure a tough round. And yeah, we give our best, I would say.
Christian, it's a warm day. You're like an Iceman, going out there first and laying the foundation for the team. Just talk through for the people in the stands and the people at home how important that first leg is for a team.
Yeah, it's very important. Every round, every jump is very important. So you have to be very focused from the first jump until the last. 4 tough rounds, and it's very, very close until the end. So it's not only the faults. I think at the end it's also the time. So we have to do a good job with that as well. So to win, I think we did a good half time. But still, it's a lot of work to do.
We spoke earlier on about the undulation in this arena. How did you find the arena? How did you find the course?
The course was very nice, was fair, was big enough, was 155, but we saw a lot of clears and rounds with 1 down. So I think that's going to change now in the second. I think everything will be a bit more. It's 160 round and a bit more technical as well. So the range has to be a bit shorter, and we hope for the best.
And Max, just to finish, strategy for the second round, any changes?
Yeah, Christian will bring Turkan Hero and I will bring EIC up to Chaco. And that's our idea for the next round.
Good luck for it. Thank you to you both. Shanghai Swans.
Thank you.
So some insight then from Max Kuhner, the man serving as the team manager for the Shanghai Swans. There will not be a rider replacement or change, but there will be horse changes for both men. EIC up to Jaco Blue will come in for Max Kuhner. Interesting, that superb form. And in fact, the horse that he chose to compete in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Ramatuelle Saint-Tropez just a week ago, obviously feeling that now is a really good space, a really good time for EIC up to Jaco Blue. Let's catch up with Dan Strange. He's been the man that's been on the ground, having some conversations with the riders, conducting the interviews, getting us some insight. Dan Strange, welcome back. That's a lovely sight. You can screen grab that for an Instagram profile photo in a few moments' time. Talk to me about GCL round 1. What has a recurring theme been for you? What have you been hearing from the riders today?
Recurring theme, clears. We've had so many clear. Paris Panthers, I think, is the big story. Spoke to Luis earlier after him and Alexa both went clear. Now, Mark, just to put that in perspective for you, of course, they had 1 clear. Alexa had 1 clear all year for the whole team. And they go clear twice, not just on a GCL weekend, but in front of their home fans. I spoke to Luis both off-air and on-air, and just the raw emotion coming from him, absolutely sensational. Of course, don't forget, as Shanghai Swans said moments ago, they are the only team to have an all-clear weekend on a GCL stage this year. They may well have to do it again this weekend. Interestingly, for New York Empire, they didn't start great then. Rob Murphy went clear. I got a little bit from Dennis Lynch as he walked past, just to sort of nod and a yep, good, 1 clears, okay. There are those teams that are, not gone double clear. but are still within striking distance. And interestingly, a couple that I'll flag up. Saint-Tropez Pirates going well this year. I know Duarte will change to Dorados in the second round, and Mariano Bastida will come in as well. And the other one, just to flag, because they're down the bottom of the table, Mark, Stockholm Hearts. I spoke to Olivier Philipparts earlier, had a really nice chat to him just walking along, and he said, look, yes, we had 8 faults, but we rode well. The horses are going well. For our season, we need to get confidence, and you never know. Round 2 can completely change, and I think that's the crucial thing to take from this. Yeah, we've had a lot of teams on double clear, but that was only the first round. Now the heights of the fence goes up to 160, and all can change.
All right, Dan Strange, thank you for some feedback. You're right, it's been a handful of clears. Let's take nothing away from the Istanbul Warriors as well. Abdel Said, Ollie Fletcher jumping clear as well. Outstanding performance for them, along with the Paris Panthers. And of course, as we said, Prague Lions and the current leaders, the Shanghai Swans as well. If things were to stop right now, we love a good what-if story here. We love a good what-if story. What if things were to stop right now? What would the championship leaderboard look like? What if the Shanghai Swans were to lead right now? What would happen? They would now become a new championship leader if things were to end the way they are. The Kansas Stars, with that 4 penalties, would see themselves in second. Falcons White United still in third. And Prague Lions and the Saint-Tropez Pirates, very little movement there other than the switch between Kansas Stars and the Shanghai Swans. Istanbul Warriors would make a bit of a jump. And unfortunately, New York Empire and the Razorback International would not collect a huge amount of points, and because of that, would see themselves lingering around 8th and 9th position. As Dan pointed out, well, still tough day for the Stockholm Hearts. And even with a second-place finish, the Paris Panthers, who would, by the way, move off the foot of the table. That unfortunate circumstance would now belong to the Scandinavian Vikings. But to show you how much trouble they are in, a second-place finish, a 25 championship point haul, would only see them get off the foot of the table by a single point. There is work to do for the Stockholm Hearts. There is work to do for the Paris Panthers. And luckily for you and I, we are barely halfway through the season, which means that those teams and you and I have a lot of opportunity to still continue watching the best show jumping in the world all the way through to the GC Prague playoffs later on this year. We take a quick break. We freshen up. When we return, we start building up for the second round live in Paris. This is Stage 7. GCL Round 2 continues.